Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking about the space station. No, not Skylab. Aww. As I was saying, today we will be talking about the space station. Silly goose, not the Mir space station. Oh, alright, I got one more. This better be good. Ugh. 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 Is it this one? Yes. Today we will be talking about the ISS. Woo! High five! Alright, today we have the LEGO Ideas set 21321, the ISS. Been looking forward to this for a long time, and I've been putting off watching any videos of it. I know two of my favorite channels, Jang and Simon Dan, have both done videos on it, and I was avoiding it because I wanted to save this experience for myself. So, let's see what we got. Kind of different on these unboxings for the creator sets with the fancy flaps, but yeah, box full of parts. Alright, there she is, the ISS. This is just a fantastic model. There's a lot to show. There's a lot that I'm not 100% on as far as the different modules go. But she's still a beaut. Now right off the bat, the thing that catches your eye, and basically the reason you can see it with the naked eye in the sky as she sails across in orbit, is all these massive solar panel arrays. It's about the size of a football field, like if you were to square it off with the panels, so that there's a sense of scale. It's a pretty large object to be up in orbit. These back here, I'm pretty sure are radiative coolers, the white, to dissipate heat, and without the benefit of our atmosphere, when the craft is in direct sunlight, it will get very hot, and that's not good for either crew nor component. Back around the back, I'll just start with these because they're attached. You have two Soyuz craft. One is permanently docked there, and it's an emergency escape vehicle, and the other one is, I believe in this configuration, it's just either a supply or a crewed transport. As of current, the Soyuz is the only craft that takes people to the ISS. Boeing and SpaceX both have one that are still awaiting NASA approval, and I'll get to those here in a minute. But there's your little Soyuz model. Let's see, down here, this would be the SpaceX Dragon module or ship. This currently is only a supply vehicle. There is a Crew Dragon variant, which is, like I say, still awaiting approval by NASA, but that'll ride on top of the Falcon 9, and that's one of the main supply ships. The other one is the Boeing Starliner, which again also has a crew variant in the works. There's a Cygnus supply ship also that it's not on here, but it's just it's a cylinder with weird round solar panels. this here, obviously the shuttle, and yeah, it's a pretty good model. I think this is to scale with the ISS, so I don't have exact dimensions offhand, but I think it's pretty close to scale if it's not to exact scale. This I could be also mistaken. Up here is where the craft would dock. The Starliner, the Starliner, I believe, docks itself under its own propulsion. The Dragon has to be captured. And here, this is just the Canadian arm, but as it approaches, it would get captured by an operator inside the ISS, and the arm would actually dock the craft. So it's a little unique difference, I guess you would say. And like I said, this is definitely not a playset. It is. Oh, it's not. I mean, it's very rigid for as many little things are sticking out, but also there's little things sticking out, and it's hard to have secure connections on little things sticking out. But yeah, it is an amazing model. Let me get off the base here. I believe it's usually like this in flight, this orientation, but again, I'm not 100% on that either. It is just a fantastic little piece of equipment. There we go, back on there. And the stand is pretty robust, surprisingly. I guess maybe not surprisingly. The Lego's pretty good at that by now. But yeah, she'll go perfectly right along in the collection, and shove it back here, and you can kind of see to scale. I can get them about the same distance to the Saturn V. It's about 2/3 the length, maybe. And on the stand it sits up a little higher. But now this is a curious little thing. I wanted to. So these are the two shuttles that of this scale. This one is with the women of NASA. This one is with the ISS. Upon building them, it was very like uncanny valley. Very, very similar builds. The assembly process for the lower fuselage was a little different, but it doesn't have to take as the fuel tank and the boosters, so I kind of get that. Funny thing is, in the back, I had pointed out in my video that this was an illegal build for the main engines of the shuttle. Well, lo and behold, on this one they actually changed the design. Instead of the two wide continuous bar there, they went with the 3 segmented bar and moved these to the outside, and now it is a legal build. They also added thrusters up here for the ISS variant, but other than that, they're pretty identical. Back. So, yeah, it is just. It'll look good with everything else. And the other ones I have the city shuttle, which I will be augmenting somewhat to make it closer to the dimensions of the space shuttle, and and the Batman space shuttle, which I have it just back there for kicks. I think it's funny to go along with it. On supply here yet to build is the lunar lander, the Eagle, and I would like to do Curiosity. I think I can just pull up the instructions. I have plenty of pieces. I can probably just build the Curiosity rover, but yeah, it's again just an amazing experience putting this thing together, and all the little the nodes, the attention to detail, all the different craft. It's pretty amazing. So I would suggest buying it. I think it's $69, and 800 and some odd pieces. 864. Ah. So pretty good value to that. Like I say, great model to have on display in your home, especially if you're into the space stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, and until next time, happy building.